Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of our Gibraltar Challenge here on Football Manager 2016. Now, if you've been keeping up with the series over the last few episodes, you'll see exactly what has happened on the screen. I'm just still absolutely stunned by what has happened here. I really am. We have qualified for the Champions League group stage for the first time. We got through the second qualifying stage. No, we got through the second qualifying stage for the first ever time in our 11 seasons. And not only that, we managed to go on to the next round and win that one, and then we went into the playoffs and won that as well. So here we are, we've got ourselves an absolutely incredible group. We are going to be playing in this episode Marseille at home, as well as Lincoln Gibraltar in the Pepe Reyes Cup. We've also got coming up for you in the next episode Barcelona away. We're going to the new camp. Then we're going to be placing Chelsea away as well, Stamford Bridge. Chelsea at home, Marseille away, and then Barcelona at home. That's going to be such an incredible... We are going to watch every single match in the Champions League this year. We're probably going to get hammered. We'll back it up with another episode. We'll back it up with another match, shall we say. So in this episode, of course, we'll probably win the Pepe Reyes Cup pretty easily, then get hammered to Marseille. The next episode, we'll probably beat Man 62 pretty easily, but then we'll get hammered by Barcelona. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a learning experience. We're slowly growing season upon season, and yeah, this is the great part for us now. It's gained us so much extra money by being in the Champions League that it's allowed us to buy some pretty decent new players as well. So let's have a quick look at that first. Just ignore that list there. That's players that are coming in sooner or later. Right, so who we brought since the last time I saw you? I think there's only two on there, really. Yeah, there's only two. These two. We've got Roger Newby, who is a pretty good young centre-back. As you can see, fantastic. Former Manchester United. No, he's not. Okay, I was keeping an eye on a couple of players that have been released by Man United. I thought this was one of them, but evidently not. This looks like he was a former Fulham player. Played quite a few games in the Championship last season. And he's played League One and other Championship games. Also, a pretty good player by the looks of it. And we've also got this guy. I've been trying to buy this guy for ages, but he wouldn't come in. Yang Seong Jae, who is a really good young... Well, I brought him as a backup right back, but apparently he can play better at defensive midfield. So this guy will probably get a lot of football just a bit everywhere, really, just wherever we need to play him. And yeah, I've been trying to sign him for a while, but he just would not accept a contract. As you can probably see on the screen, he is on a stupid amount of wage. He's on $9,500 a week, which is tons more than anybody else we've got. But I think this guy's potential to sell on value is going to be quite high as well. So we've got away for those. We've made a few sales as well, as you can probably see. Manolash has gone back out on loan for the second season in a row to Peterol, but he's getting better and better from being over there, so that's a good thing, really. Zaid Ben Yahia, yeah, he's gone to Gibraltar Redim, so he's going to get a full season there. They classed him as a whatchamacallit, a first team star, so he's going to get a lot of football this season. He's not actually that good, is he? Really? That's probably why they've got him. Right, so those are the two sales. This one made me laugh, this one. This guy has got a minimum release fee of 10,000. I don't know how, I must have buggered it up somehow there. He's got a minimum release fee of 10,000. He's been loaned out on a £20,000 a month loan fee. So we're going to make about 100, 200 grand on this guy over the next season. And they could have brought him for £10,000. But there we go. Now sales, we sold Henry Morata, a player we brought a couple of years ago, a young Ecuadorian centre-back. They came in, they didn't want to give us any money, and I said, I'll let you have him for 100 grand and 50% of his next sell-on, which they accepted, so he's gone out for 100 grand. That's quite a decent amount of money for us. Karoli Tamas, one of the players we brought right at the beginning of the game, right at the beginning when we became professional at 16 years of age. Not really done much for us, and he's not really developing at a level that he's going to be able to knock out some of the guys that we've got in the first team already. They've given us, how much was it now? It was £30,000 for him. And again, we've got 50% of any sell-on fees, which is good. This guy, Ispas, again, one of the players we brought right at the beginning when we turned professional. He's been developing our academy now for a few years, since he was 16 years of age. Again, he's not manifesting to anything too fantastic. So we got 60 grand for him. And again, another 50% on the sell-on fee. Pavisa Moss. I wasn't too sure whether to accept this or not, but they offered £84,000 for him, and I don't think he's going to be at the level now where he's going to be good enough to play against. There's better players in there. That's all I need to say. There's better players around now that we've got in our academy and our main team now. That I think I'll just knock him out of that first team. So he is going to be out. That is £84,000. Again, he has also now gained Gibraltarian nationality, so potentially he could come back and play for the national side. And the last player we sold is Andrei Dumitrescu. Again, another goalkeeper we brought at the very beginning when we turned professional. We've got £40,500 for him, and again, we've got 50% of any potential sell-on fee as well. So it's pretty good actually. We've made a lot more money than what we've actually spent on players, and £514,000 is a big amount of money for us to earn, and especially on top of all the other money we've earned this season already, it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to stop blabbing on now. Let's get straight into our Pepe Reyes Cup against Lincoln Red Imps. And here we go. As you can see, we are heavy favourites for this one. I'm not going to lie, we do have an eye on the Champions League coming up. We're not going to win any games in the Champions League, don't get me wrong, because there's no way we're going to beat either Marseille, Chelsea or Barcelona. But still, I want to try and play our best team and hopefully not get hammered too bad. And let our best team start to gain some extra experience as well. Because I don't know how the game works. I don't know if playing against players a lot better than you actually improves you a lot quicker. Maybe it does, which would be good for us. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the team we've got set out. We're going to go for the attacking 4-4-2 formation. They've got 3 up front. Bloody hell. They're going well, aren't they? Right, so team, we have got Machego in goal, our other Australian goalkeeper. He's not played yet this season. Ramita's had all the games, so good chance for Machego to show what he can do. We're playing Baxter at left back. We're sticking with one of our Gibraltarian players. In the centre, we have Dulce, who didn't get a lot of football last season, as much as he really wanted to, so we're going to try and give him a bit more at the moment. His contract ends at the end of the year. Not sure whether to renew it or yet. Making his debut, Roger Newby. Not sure if he's allowed to play in the Champions League. No, he's not, because he's 25 years old, so he's not allowed to play in the Champions League because he hasn't been registered anyway, so we thought we'd bring him in for this one. Plus it gains him some match fitness. Zhang Xiongjae, maybe he was playing the Champions League, but again, he's not 100% match fit, and we do have Wildman anyway, so thought we'd bring him in for this game for his debut, see what he can do. Into the midfield spots, we have Philippe, one of our new players in this season. Very good player, actually. Alongside him, we have one of our Americans, Eric Bernal, who his stats are going down. That's because he's just come back from injury, so hopefully they'll go back up again soon. Making his debut here today, we have Bobby Jones, one of the players we brought in the summer. Former Chelsea player, so hopefully he'll develop pretty nicely. Kwesi Oladiji is going to be playing at right midfield. Again, a player we brought a couple of years ago, maybe, well, mainly just as a backup, really, but he seems to have done not too bad for us. He's had 14 games for us. Then up front, we're going to be playing with Maximiliano Bustamante, really good striker. Didn't really get a lot of football because we've got a lot of good strikers now. And alongside him, Frank Banning, our absolute hero of the Champions League, really. How many games we'll get in the Champions League now in the group stage? It's a bit undecided. We've got other strikers now that were injured at the time that have now come back, and it's all the case now. Banning just continuing to prove what he can do, I suppose. So that's enough of all that. Let's get straight into it. As you can see, a lot of players we haven't played at all yet this season. I want to try and rest as many as I can for that big game against Marseille after this one. Of course, the Marseille game, we're probably only going to be playing with one striker anyway. Although if we can get a draw, if we can pick up a win or a draw at all in any of the Champions League matches, then we could end up in a pretty good situation, because we get an extra. I think if you get a win, you get like an extra £500,000, and if you get a draw, I think you get like 200,000. So it'd be looking pretty handy if we can do that. I don't think we'd go into, obviously, but if we can finish third, we're going to the Europa League as well. But I think I'm getting a bit ahead of myself now. I didn't think we'd get through the Champions League second round this year, let alone get all the way through to the group stage. It's still insane. Just still that episode a few episodes ago where we got taken over by a tycoon and got £10 million put into our bank account, and then straight away we got through Red Bull Salzburg in the same episode. It was just absolutely incredible. It was just such a game changer for us. And I'm thinking now with this extra money and the momentum and the reputation we're going to get from this as well, we should be able to really improve the quality of play we're bringing in. You've seen the 2 players we brought in since we got into the group stage, that new defender, Newbie, and of course the South Korean right back as well. Ball over the top, and Bustamante's behind the defensive line. Can he put it into the back of the net though? He's run it a bit too far. He probably should have took a shot a bit earlier on. But we have got a corner from that anyway. It's going to be taken here by Banning. Not quite sure why Banning is taking our corners, considering he's one of our main strikers, but there you go. He probably's got the best corner kick taking, probably, isn't he? We sold the stadium out again. If you didn't see a few episodes ago, when we got taken over by the new the new chairman, we did ask straight away for a brand new stadium to be built, and he accepted. But we did not get council planning permission, which is absolutely gutting. And I've seen a few people, well, I've had a little bit of research on planning permission on this game, and I've not seen anyone complain about it on this year's. I've seen a lot of people complain about it on previous years, but apparently if you just keep asking and asking, eventually they might just might let you do it. And there we go, Bustamante scores the goal, crossed in by Oladipo, Bustamante at the far post and knock it into the back of the net, and that is a great start to the match. 23 minutes in, we needed it really. And a few of these guys on the pitch at the moment are not 100% fit, so it's a good chance to do that for us as well. That's the stupid thing, isn't it? Really, you think that Lincoln here we're facing off against, when we started the game, these guys were so strong. They were absolutely dominant in this nation, and still even now they're the second strongest side in the country behind us. But still, they just don't have anywhere near the enough of talent at the moment to keep up with us. And I think eventually they will do. That's the hope anyway, because it's not just a case of us doing really well, it's also improving Gibraltar as a nation as well, and hopefully if we can get to a point as Bustamante scores a second, that's almost a carbon copy of the first goal, that one. Oh no, he's offside. If we can get to a point where Gibraltar as a nation are getting stronger and stronger, I want to get to a point where, I've seen it on other people's series do Gibraltar, where some of the other clubs in Gibraltar start loaning players from you, and we've got that with Yahia, but nobody else is really good enough to loan anyone else from us, because we've got so many youngsters now that all really want a bit of first team football as well. I'm having to be really picky with who we purchase now, just so we can make sure we keep a hold of the right players, and because everyone's arguing now because they want first team football, and we've got so many players now it's difficult to do so we're going to have to really mix and match our team a lot this season. Of course, I think the best players will play in the Champions League, but apart from that, we'll probably mix and match as much as we can. So I'm happy so far. It's not been the most extremely dangerous or extremely attacking team I've seen, but still we're leading. That's the main thing. No one's match fitness is 100%, so this match is more just to try and get people fit as well. And the fact that we're using a match against a cup final match against the second strongest team in the nation to just get our match fitness up says a lot about how much we are better than the other clubs in the country, doesn't it really? So they've got a throw in. It's going to be Holland on the ball now. One other thing I forgot to mention, we did see a couple of episodes ago, Nick Halton, one of our centre-backs, he took up Gibraltarian nationality. He's not yet been called up for the national side, but another person who's just done that is Jim Morrison, another one of our English centre-backs we brought on the very first season we became professional. He is now taken up Gibraltarian nationality, but it actually said on the news story that he's taken nationality because he wants to feel what it's like to play for his country, and he doesn't think he'll ever get into the England squad. So Jim Morrison is effectively said that he wants to play for Gibraltar, which is fantastic because a player of his quality is easily going to be the best player in the Gibraltar national side. And if Nick Halton gets called up as well, that's a full centre-back pairing for Gibraltar that's going to really push them up to the next level. And that's what I want to do. I want to try and keep a hold of some of these players as long as I can to try and take up Gibraltarian nationality, because it's really going to improve the national side. Because at the moment the background stats in the game do not allow really good young Gibraltarian players to be made, I don't think, because we've got the best youth academy in the country and we're still bringing up crappy players. There we go, there's Oladipo with a second goal. Yeah, so by bringing these players in that are not played for any national side and then them gaining Gibraltarian nationality is probably the best thing we could do. That could have been offside as well, but Bernal's great ball into Oladipo, and Oladipo just boots it straight to the top of the goal. And there we go, 2-0 lead with 40 minutes left. It's looking pretty much in control now. Might look at making a couple of substitutes. I think they're taking off Banning and bringing on Vega. Vega, one of the players we brought towards the end of last season. We brought him ages ago, but he's only just gained. He's only just become 18, so he's only just been able to move. So we're going to bring off Banning and bring on Vega. I think Vega's best as a target man, so that'd be pretty good. And then Bustamante can be the player just sort of feeding off of him. Anyone else who want to try and bring in? All these four guys, the other four guys on the bench, are probably going to play against Marseille anyway, so I probably want to leave them off just to regain as much energy as I possibly can, because now it's going to get a little bit more difficult for us. There's a lot of games going on. And we're bringing Barcelona to Gibraltar. That's the crazy thing about this. When I was looking at the draws we could possibly get, who we could get in our group stage, when it drew out Barcelona and Chelsea, I was like, oh god, Oh god, I hope that's us, and it was in the end. I wanted Man United because I'm a Man United fan. It would have been nice to go to Old Trafford, but still, you can't moan at Barcelona, Chelsea, and then also a Marseille as well. We could have ended up with a much easier group. It's a shame we didn't went with someone easy. If someone easier could have been seeded third and we could have got in their group, then there's a possibility we could have got into the Champions League, because we're at a point now where Red Bull Salzburg and Dunfermline and Malmo are now teams that are, I wouldn't say below us, I think they're even with us, but we've managed to beat all three this season, so it just sort of shows the sort of level we're at. And if we can get against one or two of those teams in the Champions League in a group stage, we could potentially get a bit further in the Champions League, or into the Europa League at least. And it makes you think, doesn't it, when you look at the sort of teams we have beaten, if we did get into the Europa League group stage, we'd be in a very good situation to potentially go a little bit further in that as well. But at the moment, the Champions League gives you that much money to start off with, then you can't really say no. I'd rather be in the Champions League just for getting that £8 million for getting in the group stage. So Eric Bernal's having a cracking game, playing a 9.0. Oladipo with a corner, it's headed clear. Picked up by Bobby Jones on his debut. Crosses the ball in, there is Bernal, and he deserves that goal. He's had a cracking game, and there he is now, just heading the ball into the back of the net. Oh look, the game actually agrees with me as well. He deserves a goal from this performance. And I think they're right. It's a good cross by Bobby Jones. Just dug it right towards the middle of the penalty area. And Bernal was there with a looping header into the far corner. And that is going to cement him as the man of the match, I think. Our new South Korean right-back's had a good game, 7.7, which is not too bad considering how little of the game defence has in games for us now. We could probably play with like one centre-back and that was it. We'd probably still end up winning the game. So there we go. A 3-0 victory in the Pepe Reyes Cup. That gets us our first bit of silverware of the season. Very, very happy with how everyone's played. Match fitness has gone up as well. And now it is time, you can see it right there, to get this game against Marseille in the Champions League. And here we are. We are at home to Marseille. Yes, you heard that right. We're at home to Marseille in the Champions League group stage. We're gonna get hammered here. Let's not get any false illusions. We're gonna get hammered, but it's all about just enjoying ourselves, raking in the extra money and the reputation as well. Our best player, apparently our key player, is going to be Obef Coutinho, who is a good player. He's a very good player actually. Theirs is a guy called Colin Murat, and you can see the difference right there, can't you really? But let's see how we get on. We're playing quite defensive, as we would do. We're going to go back for Ramito in goal. I think Mashega's actually got better stats. Jared Murphy comes back in at left back for his first Champions League game. Everyone playing their Champions League debut. Jared Maddison, his stats are going up as well, which is good. Obef Coutinho, stats are going up as well. Fantastic. Jamie Wildman at right back. Free kicks going up. Don't know if that's going to help us too much. Into defensive midfield, we have Chris Morgan, one of our best players and absolute rock. He's still got another 2 years left in his contract as well in case anyone wants to buy him. Marlon Manning next to him. A player who didn't play a lot last season, but he seems to have really got himself back into it this year. In front of them too, we have got Philippe, one of the only players that played against Lincoln a few days ago. Then at left midfield, we have Finn Baird, a really cracking player. Hasn't got the best of stats at all. He's got some 10s now. All these 10s, I think the other day were all 9s, so he's got some 10s back in there now. Yeah, he doesn't got the best of stats, but he seems to play really well, so that's all that matters really. On the attacking right midfield, we have Serge Tundi, a player who is just fantastic anyway, Cameroonian. And then up front, we have our talisman in Richard Jones, a guy who scored 22 goals in 23 games last season. Not played much this year yet so far because of his injuries, but hopefully he's back in it now. Hopefully we've got him at the level we need him to be at. And yeah, let's go for it. Let's see how badly we can get beaten. What are we going to say? Let's just go out there calmly and saying, I know we're the underdogs, but go out there and give a performance to cheer for. Let's do that. Let's relax, everybody. I don't want everyone to be stressed out. It's scary enough playing against Marseille at home. We don't want to stress anybody out. Wonder how long we can keep a clean sheet for. That's going to be a good one to find out. What if we can score? Possession-wise, we're 45%, 55%, so it's not too bad. We've managed to keep a clean sheet for the first 10 minutes. If we can pull out like a 0-0 draw in one of these games, that'd be incredible. I think this is probably our best bet though, at home to Marseille. Oh, we're on the bloody attack here. Ready on the attack. We've got a highlight, an attack highlight. No way. Philippe. Back to Wildman. Into Philippe. I did not expect to see us attacking. I'll tell you that for a start. Morgan over the top. It's cut out. And the counter attack. No, Morgan gets it back. So Morgan went for a killer ball there over the top. But Wildman will go to that killer ball again. And Marvy, who I've heard of, I'm sure I have, heads it clear. And it is going to be their attack. It's not ours. Oh, and look at the space that Marat's in. And Patino tried to tackle him, but took him down, and we have conceded a penalty. It's a bit of a shame, really, considering we've kept a clean sheet now for nearly 18 minutes, and we're going to end up conceding a goal from a penalty. That's pretty gutting, really. So I'm hoping all this exposure in the Champions League is just going to boost up all of our reputation, because at the moment we're still struggling, and I just want to get to a point where our reputation gets high enough for our players to have values again, because they've got little values now. I think the highest player we've got is about 20,000, which might be a Tundi. So apart from that, it's not looking too good. I want to try and get the values up so that if somebody does come in to try and buy one of our players, then we can sell them for a decent amount of money. Because at the moment, I keep trying to offer Ramito a new contract because his contract expires at the end of this year, but he's insistent that he wants a $4,500 minimum release fee, and I don't want to give him that. Because at the moment it's just and he won't let me take it off either. Normally those sort of things I'd remove it and then offer them a couple of quid extra wages just to try and entice them into signing it. But at the moment, yeah, it's struggling because his contract expires at the end of the season, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. I need to get that sorted ASAP, really. As at the moment we're 27 minutes in, we've only conceded one goal. I think our key to in this Champions League is just not to get destroyed too much. Murphy, the throw into Philippe, across to Morgan. If we can score a goal against one of these teams as well, that'd be incredible. Manning plays it across to Morgan, into Finn Baird, takes it past one, takes it past two, cuts it into Jones, and we've scored! No way! That was such a fantastic goal as well! Oh, wow! What a fantastic goal! We've actually scored against Marseille. Look at Baird. This is just incredible. Takes it past two. That glorious little cut ball in, and Jones was all alone in the middle to score the goal. Wow. Well done. One shot, one goal. That's what we've been bad at recently of the past couple of years, is we're just getting we're having a lot of possession, a lot of shots, we're not scoring, and to get one shot, one goal, that's a really good thing for us here. There's going to be another highlight here. Ramito with a big long goal kick. Are we going to have another attack here? Atundi heads it on. It's gone back to Philippe. And what is going on this season? Because at the moment we are on the attack once again. Now it's Atundi down the right-hand side. Across to Morgan. Morgan sees the ball into Atundi once again with a cross. Oh my God. What is this game trying to do to us? If we'd scored another goal then I would have gone absolutely bat crap crazy. I really would have. That would have been insane. But we're doing really well here. I don't know what's happened to this game. This game's normally really horrible to me all the time. Like when I start a new career mode, especially if I try and start as Man United in a career mode, I'm always just buggered from the very beginning. I'm very happy with performance. Keep it up. Got some greenery in there now. Yeah, normally if I start a new career mode as Man United, I'm normally just screwed from the beginning because I don't know what it is. It always just destroys me. And now we seem to be doing quite well, and we're doing well against teams that are greatly ahead of us now. Whereas normally as Man United manager, I generally struggle to beat. I generally get beaten like 4-0 to Aston Villa and stuff like that. But yeah, we're doing really well. Although no one's really rated that highly. They're all pretty low ratings, aren't they? Murphy's not doing too well, and Patino's not doing. Wildman's not doing very well either. Everyone's sort of struggling, and we're up to the hour mark now. We're still with a 1-1. If we can hold on to this draw, that would be pretty incredible. Because that would give us like an extra 250 grand or something like that as well to spend. Now, what should we make substitution? I'm thinking Frank Banning on for Jones, who's struggling energy-wise. If we drop Baird and Tundi back to normal midfielders, just to try and hold on. Then maybe Nick Carlton on as an extra defender, maybe? I don't want to go too defensive, do I? Can Philippe play defensive midfield? He can play. It's not his favourite position, but I'm thinking Manning has been booked. I don't really want him to... Oh, it's not very good at all, is it? I don't really want Manning to be taken off. So we're going to bring on Bernal, who had such a fantastic game the other day in the Pepe Reyes Cup, and make him a defending deep line playmaker. That could be good. So let's do that. Or... yeah, we'll do that. I had a different thought there, but I think we'll leave it as it is now. So Banning's going to get another opportunity to show exactly what he can do after his fantastic heroics in the Champions League knockout stage. Scored some pretty good goals. And all of a sudden, you know, this would be... if we could hold on to this, I'd be absolutely stunned. Absolutely stunned. We've got 20 minutes left and we're drawing 1-1 at home to Marseille. We're getting a lot of our players booked, don't get me wrong, but... oh, here we go, there we go, here we go. There's a throw-in for them. Let's come back out to Rodriguez into El Gassi. Good defensive work by Baird, but it's still gone to Rodriguez. There's the cross. Oh, no. What happened there? I don't know what happened there. It looks like it's gone out for a corner. It's going to be taken by Mikel. I think that's pronounced. That's a terrible corner, and Philippe picks it up. Plays it forward to Frank Banning, but it's cleared by Rodriguez. Just too difficult for Banning to get him the ball at the moment. We're just punting the ball up to him and hoping for the best. And all of a sudden, you know what? We're going contain. Oh, it might be too late. Oh no, hang on a minute. We're on the attack. Banning. No, we're not on the attack, are we? They're on the attack. Oh, come on, you can get that. He's through. Oh, he's at the crossbar. Oh, Philippe clears. Oh my God, we are just... holding on to dear life here. Oh, come on. Pull off a draw. Come on. I'm going to be so gutted if it doesn't hold on now. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Go on. Steal a win. Steal a win. Go on. If you steal a win, we've got a chance of getting through to the Europa League group stage. As long as everybody else beats Marseille. There's 30 seconds left. If we can hold on to this, this would be the most heroic match ever in Europa Point's history. Do not let them score now. That'd be gutting. They're like 10 seconds left and not let them score. Oh, Morgan heads it clear. Well done. They're back on it though. And Atundi's got the ball. Plays it back to Philippe. Boot it, Philippe. Boot it. Whack it up there, Atundi. Whack it. We've done it! We've pulled off a draw! We've actually managed to draw. Don't get me wrong, this is probably our easiest game we've got, and that's saying something. But we pulled off a draw against Marseille in the group stage of the Champions League. You know what, I might be underestimating our abilities here, you know, I might be. Because that, again, was absolutely incredible. How good was that? And the best thing is that everybody drew. So at the moment, yes, you guessed it, we are joint top of our Champions League group. Joint top of the Champions League group. That is fantastic. You know what that means as well? It means we'll get a nice chunk of money. Let's have a quick look and see when the news comes up. Just see how much money we get from that. Because I'm sure we get like an extra 250 grand, something like that. So 1-1 draw, fans jubilant. We get £375,000 for a draw. So that again just gives us extra money, doesn't it? That is fantastic, fantastic news. Extra money going into our bank balance. That's more prize money. We're just laughing money-wise now. We've just got so much. We don't know what to do with it. I'm sure I'll find something to do with it anyway. So there we go. We have actually drew our first Champions League game. I'm thinking that probably the same won't happen when we go to the new camp in the next episode, but you'll have to come back and find out exactly what is going to happen in that one because I've got no idea myself. So I hope to see you all there. Of course, if you have enjoyed this episode, then please do hit that like button. It does really help me out. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well because things in this series are now getting very, very interesting. I've been Shabby Gamer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.